if you're a psychiatrist that prescribes antidepressants or antipsychotics, or you're taking an antidepressant and an antipsychotic, I have questions. So I always wondered how psychiatrists were able to tell that, oh, you have a serotonin deficiency or a dopamine deficiency and you need to take an antidepressant, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or an antipsychotic. I mean, schizophrenia, obviously you need an antipsychotic, but and bipolar, but I digress. Anyway, but for depression, how do they determine that you have a serotonin deficiency? So what did I do? I asked Google, why don't psychiatrists test serotonin levels before they prescribe antidepressants? It would make sense, right? What I came up with was, I don't know, I don't know. So you can test serotonin in the blood levels, but that doesn't mean that it's the serotonin in your brain. It doesn't mean that the levels are up and down. So they can't really tell if the levels of serotonin in your brain are up or down or whatever. There is no diagnostic criteria for serotonin deficiency. I'm reading this off my screen because I didn't memorize it. There's no diagnostic criteria for serotonin deficiency, and it's difficult to determine if symptoms cause the deficiency or vice versa. Research suggests no link between serotonin and depression. Get that through your head. Research suggests no link between serotonin and depression. A 2022 review of research found no clear evidence that serotonin levels or activity are responsible for depression. The review included tens of thousands of participants and found no difference in serotonin levels between people with depression and healthy controls. So why are psychiatrists prescribing medications that mess with your serotonin levels and sometimes will make permanent changes to your body and chemical makeup if there's no proven link between serotonin levels and depression? And how do they know that your depression is caused by low serotonin? Maybe it's because your boyfriend broke up with you and you're depressed. Maybe it's because you have PTSD and you're depressed. There's so many reasons to be depressed. So why would they prescribe you an antidepressant that has no link to serotonin but messes with your serotonin? They say, oh, it's because they eyeball the criteria. But what if they're wrong? What if your depression is situational and not chemical? What if you don't have a chemical imbalance, but they cannot tell that you don't have a chemical imbalance because there's no way to check your chemicals? So they're just giving you something that alters your chemicals without knowing if they actually work or not. This is insane. Antidepressants are a scam. Antidepressants are a scam. Basically, the way antidepressants work is that they inhibit the reuptake of serotonin. So when serotonin drips down into your receptors, the extra gets reuptake or reabsorbed. But the antidepressants, they stop that from being reabsorbed. So your brain just has tons of serotonin flowing through it, and it makes you happy because serotonin is a happy chemical. So it tricks your brain into being happy, and sometimes it'll stop working because your brain is technically getting addicted to that feeling of happiness, so it just wants more and more and more. So what's happening is that your brain is becoming addicted to antidepressants. It's not making you happier. It's not solving your depression. It's just making your brain flow with serotonin. And it's a scam. Antidepressants are a scam. They might work in the short term, to help your depression in the short term, but they're not going to fix the root cause of your depression. Because usually the root cause of depression is situational. It's lifestyle. It's a breakup. It's PTSD. It's trauma. It's not because you have a chemical imbalance, because they cannot tell if you have a chemical imbalance or not. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam.